This motherfucker stole my beat. They stole my melody. They stole my drum pattern. They used the same sample that I used. This is crazy. I swear, every time I log on to social media, it seems like there's a new story of a producer accusing another producer of stealing an idea from them. And sometimes theft happens, but sometimes people are just full of shit. And I'm going to use myself as an example here because I did something stupid the other day and I had to delete an Instagram story. I had to delete some tweets. But full transparency, it was my fault. And I'm going to explain exactly what I did because I thought that another beat that's popular, that's going viral right now, was a track that I made, and it wasn't. And I was wrong. But this whole video isn't about me and my ups. Someone actually sent me a video of a producer being accused of stealing a beat and then addressing it in a way that they thought was respectful and thoughtful. And so I want to talk about that on the podcast. But yes, I'm going to fully admit and take accountability for the stupid thing that I did recently, where I basically claimed credit for another producer's beat. So apologies to the producer. I don't even know your name, but I'm sorry. It was a mistake. Producers make mistakes, but I take accountability for that. And speaking of that word accountability, I want to talk about that too. So here it is. And the link to all our podcast episodes is below. Thank you so much. Tell me what the context was. Do you follow this guy, Elmer?
Yeah, Elmer, I've met him. I've met him a long time ago, and we follow each other. Talented cat, I believe, based in Vegas. And I think he's responding to somebody that accused him of stealing their beat.
Wait, was he at the MEC event in Vegas that we did?
He probably was. I don't know if I'm like losing my memory. But,
I can check. Hold on. Let me look at some of these photos quick. I just want to see if he's in any of them.
You still got the photo file on
Wait, hold on. Is this?
Yeah, that's him.
Of course, sitting right by me. And I'm like, I don't know this guy. All right. I look like a fool now.
That was a minute ago.
Okay, so let me play the video now. He was accused of stealing a beat idea, I guess, by one of his followers or colleagues. Damn it, man. Instagram.
And that there's this producer named Nick Joest who says that I stole one of the melodies in one of the beat videos that I posted. First off, Nick, I completely understand your anger and frustration. I checked out the video in question, and it indeed sounds like the same melody line. And it sucks to think or feel like somebody copied your work, especially music, and not get the due credit for it. As a producer myself, I think it's really important that everybody gets the credit that they deserve for the work that they've done. The last thing I ever want to do is make another artist or producer feel like they're being taken advantage of. With all that being said, I didn't copy you. I don't even think I've come across any of your videos. I'm a 90s baby, so a lot of the inspiration for that melody line was actually drawn from Destiny's Child Survivor, just tweaked a little bit. And it just so happens that the melody arpeggio line that I heard in my head and the video you posted sound the same. As producers, we often come up with similar ideas. And when you make a lot of music, it's not uncommon to have artists and producers nearly make the same type of shit. Like, I'm sure you've worked with people in the studio and then somebody says, oh, why don't you try and play something like this? And then you're like, oh, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, y'all unanimously agree that this melody line hits, or this shit is the right string of notes. Good music is ingrained in our soul, so it's not so far-fetched for different people to arrive at the same thing.
I think we get the point. Why did you send me that video, Dame? Because you had a different takeaway from what I did.
I just love the mature way. Like I just always prefer people like have a conversation that is respectful and communicate yourself with a mutual respect and maturity that you should have in your 20s and 30s and 40s. Like artists always resort to emotion, and it just gets crazy off top. I think there is like this weird desire to be a part of some kind of drama in the music industry so they can say like that happened to me. Right. I think they hear these stories that sometimes happen of people getting taken advantage of. And it's almost like they're waiting for their moment to be in that so that they can act up. It's very weird. I feel like Hop was that way. It's like, bro, and sometimes you jump to the conclusions too soon. Like you kind of excited about being in this madness. And it's like, it's not even that. Like you like you rush to judgment and you put yourself in this weird moment that's not even that weird if you take a step back and think about what actually happened. So, but then you've already kind of played your hand. So now you feel like you have to play it out like it is some like messed up moment. Like this is your music industry, like taking advantage of moment. So I can point at the music industry or that person and be like, see, this is the shadiest, most evil place ever. Like artists need to stop being weird. And I know they're not going to stop just because I said that, but that's why I move the way I move now. But shout out.
Well, yeah, I mean, and I've had people do that to me, and I've reached out to them directly, and my thing is like, all right, well, do I believe them? What kind of situation do I want to turn this into? But with producers, you hear that, and like I used to be in a group with a rapper that was stealing ideas. I think he was just too dumb to realize it. He would hear an idea, and I have a really good memory, and a week later, we'd be in the studio and he starts singing that same hook. And I'm like, I was with you at the performance when we heard so-and-so write that same hook. You just changed like 3 words and he just didn't know. And it happened to us with an entire song run once. I remember there's this dude that was just around the city. He was mad as fuck at me. I'm like, why is he acting funny? Oh, I come to find out, this rapper was like, yo, I guess he thinks we stole the song or his idea or something. I was like, oh, why would he think that? He made a similar song. I listened to the song. It was the same. It was the same. I was like, yeah, now I see why he's mad, because you stole all of his lyrics. You stole like for the song, I made the beat and the hook, and I thought it was a good concept, but the verses were 1-to-1 pretty much. But with producers, what happens, and it's almost comical. We saw it with the Vano 3000 situation. Yeah, Vano 3000. And I know Aaron's a big Vano 3000 fan. He accused Doja Cat of stealing his beat for Paint the Town Red. And it was a big deal. He's been still to this day, I just looked it up just to see if there was an update.
He's still talking about it? Like, bro, let that
As
one
recently
go.
as a year ago.
Nobody believes you.
So he's still trying to get some blood out of that rock. And he accused her of stealing his beat, and then he played the beat. And so if you're a casual listener, especially if you're younger, you're like, oh, wow, yeah, she stole it. But it's like, it's walk on by. It's an incredibly well-known song that both of you sampled. And he was like, well, she sampled it the same way. I'm like, but you looped the first 4 measures of it, or 2 measures of it. It there wasn't anything innovative done. He's like, no, if you listen to that little chop, I'm like, come on, man, I've been producing for 20 years. I'm sorry, I can't. And even if she did steal that idea from you, it's a sample. So you can't, like, people in this culture, people sample the same breaks and the same songs, and it's always happened. And, maybe there were beefs about that back in the day, but I didn't know of any. I mean, people were doing it all the time and continue to do so. I mean, not to say that sampling culture is based on unoriginality, but when you find a good break, you're going to use it, and the next person is going to find that same break and they're going to use it too. But that's happened quite a bit with the samples, and I have to admit, I did some dumb shit recently because I got excited. It wasn't because I was like, oh, this person stole from me. It was more positive. So I know we don't like you don't like having certain guests on, Dame, but the guy, Kyle Bethel, the I'm a decent man from a City of Demons guy, right? I saw, who did I see the other day quote him? I've seen everyone from Meek Mill to Freddie Gibbs to Snoop. A bunch of people are either sharing his content or they're quoting him. And when he sent me that track, because he's a rapper that has gotten a lot of beats from me, so shout out to Kyle. He was like, oh, check this out. I'm like, oh, wow, this was right when he first got his video shared on Instagram by Snoop. And I was like, oh, wow, look at that. It's at 12,000. Now it's at, hundreds of them, if not millions. And I was like, oh, I heard the beat, and it was a sample that I had used before for a beat that I put up online. And I'm like, oh, he got that beat from me. I forgot this because this was a while ago. So I got excited and I'm like, I'm sharing stuff. I'm like, look at this beat I produced. Look what's happening. He sends me a voice note and I click on it and I had to take my phone away from my face because he's going, whoa, 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 hold on, man. That's not your beat. I was like, what do you mean it's not your beat? You've gotten like 5 beats from me. And I said, and then I listened to it again and I was like, no, those aren't my drums. It was just a sample that I had used. He didn't buy that beat from me. He bought it from another producer, but we used the same sample. And I just got excited and confused because I had worked with him. One, I make so many damn beats. I have like 3,000 on my DJPain1Beats.com catalog. But with him, he had used like 4 or 5 of my beats by that point. So I'm just assuming he's sharing it with me because, it's a track that I produced. He was just sharing it with me because he's like, look at this momentum I'm building. And then I felt like a sucker. So it happens. But fortunately for me, it wasn't me reacting to something that somebody else potentially stole. But yeah, it happens. I hear stories all the time of producers even taking legal action. They're trying to take legal action.
But Payne, did you apologize?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I apologize and I immediately erased. I mean, the beautiful thing was he caught it almost instantaneously because I tagged him.
So there's nothing wrong with an apology. That is what you should do. And the quicker you apologize, hopefully the better you should feel. Like, I feel good when I correct a wrong and I apologize. I don't know why people prefer to like double down on their dipshitness. I just made that up.
I think it's childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Like,
thank you, Aaron.
And I think it's people who haven't had it emulated well. Like, my parents never apologized to me or other people. And so like, I didn't learn how to apologize till I was probably in high school and I was playing sports. And I just hated when people would do stuff and be like, but we all know you're wrong right here. Like, I'm not trying to like berate you. I just want you to own it. And I remember the first time an adult apologized and owned it with me, I was like, oh, I love the way that I feel. And I don't want to hold anything against them. And so from then on, obviously when you're in high school and, a young adult, you have to practice it. But by my mid-20s, I was just like, it just is what it is. Like, I'm flawed, you're flawed. This opens the door for more people to apologize. But I agree. It's like I feel like artists are the most immune to it, or the most averse to it, to apologizing. It's like, bro, like, just own it. Like, real quick, own it. Or even if you double down, just be like, damn, I felt like I was backed into a corner and I doubled down on this. Like, the more you own shit, the more people trust you. I do not understand, but I think it's like childhood trauma and you just like not addressing it. So you feel some sort of shame. You feel less than, you feel unimportant if you have to own that you did something wrong. And so now instead of admitting something that we both know, you now make it look worse. I don't get it either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who modeled apologizing and accountability for you, Dame, in your family? Like, which adult did that?
I don't know. I don't feel like
Juvenile just did an amazing job. He just apologized on Drink Champs. He owned that he messed up his marriage and is supporting his ex-wife's new marriage. They got married, I think 4 or 5 years ago, but it's a great clip that's going viral right now. And I was like, oh my God. He was like, I'm the one who fucked up and cheated. He's like, but how dare me not support her? Now it models for my children that if something's wrong, it can't be fixed. He's like, I want to be a good dad. I want to be a good co-parent. I want my kids to be able to own stuff. And I was like, literally, like, this is incredible that the way that he owned it and then said, like, not only do I want it to move forward better, I also apologize for what I did because it was me that messed it up. I think he did a phenomenal job. I would advise anybody to go look at that. I was so impressed.
Yeah, for me, to be honest with you, I don't know. I don't think it was the family. I think parents have a hard time of apologizing, or at least like our generation of parents. But I've just always, like, starting in college, like, I've just always been around solid cats. Like, not just from an apology perspective, but just the way they carry themselves, the mutual respect that they have for each other. My fraternity brothers were huge in my development as a man because it's the first time that we really opened up and shared like more deep things about our experiences, our life. You realize a lot of people going through the same thing. Um, so I can't pinpoint it, but
Mm.
just having a group of people that are solid, that you rely on, that you communicate with, open and honest about, like you just becomes like obvious at some point. Yeah, if you fuck up, you should apologize. Hopefully you have people in
Yeah.
your life that hold you accountable.
Well, and then, the crazy thing is a lot of adults model terrible behavior when it comes to accountability. Celebrities, they don't take accountability for the most part. That's why we love watching these toxic ass celebrity reality TV shows. When you go to a job, it's damn near expected that a manager or a supervisor or a middle manager is going to be an asshole and never take accountability for shit. That's kind of what qualified them for that position. So lack of accountability is normalized, and when you see someone apologizing, you get weirded out. Like, you're like, what is this? This is so foreign. Is this real? Are you joking? Is there a hidden camera somewhere? Are you streaming right now? Just because it feels so outside of your experience.